Hey guys, welcome to the Traveling Vegan. I'm here to steal some of Phil's thunder and kind of hosting only because I got so many questions about, tell us more about Phil, because we don't know where he comes from and what he's about. So we know he's a vegan. We did a piece on that. You'll watch that. I want to find out about, you didn't get to where you are. You didn't start from here and then end up here. Somewhere in the middle, there was a whole nother life, for lack of a better word, for you. Okay? So you get out of school, you decide you're going to go to work?
Yeah, actually.
What was your plan?
It happened way before that.
Okay.
You see, at about 10 years old, I got caught ringing doorbells in the neighborhood.
Okay.
And so my career... What's that? And running away. Yeah, ringing doorbells, running away. And it was a kid that caught me. I was hiding in a ditch, and I'd never been more scared in my life. He picked me up, and he gave me a what for. And so, of course, his parents called my parents, and so I was eternally grounded. And being eternally grounded, what I mean is I was put into the warehouse of my dad's carpet business. And my dad had a chain of carpet stores. We had 7 stores, 200 employees. We were on TV 7 days a week. We were in the newspaper in every one of our markets. So starting at 10 years old, I got into the family business, which actually turned out to be a real blessing.
What was it a plan in your mind to go into that business, or did you want to be a fireman like every kid?
No, I always had the idea that I wanted to go into the family business.
Okay.
And that did happen. I learned every facet of the business. I was in the warehouse and driving a forklifts and reconciling manifests from the truck deliveries at 11 years old.
Wow.
Then I was on the sales floor. Then was with my dad and buying trips, and we were actually manufacturing at one point. I would spend my summers manufacturing. Then I got into estimating and installing. Then I had a couple of my own stores. And then we sold the company because in the 90s, the industry was consolidating. The floor covering industry was consolidating. And my dad helped me to get started in the development business. So commercial real estate development.
Okay.
And there's a saying I heard one of my mentors in the real estate business would always say, I'd rather be lucky than good. And so, in any business, let's face it, you could do everything right and be really unlucky.
Yep.
And everybody, but when you think about it, over the course of somebody's career, you can probably relate to this. You always get that 1 or 2 good breaks that kind of put you where set you on your way. And had a couple of those with development. And my dad had 4 properties commercial. He always told us around the dinner table, buy real estate. And so,
smart man.
And I went through college and got my degree in MBA in real estate finance, and so I started Nico Properties Group, and we took it from 4 small properties in Pennsylvania to now we have 29 properties, about to be 32 properties in 5 states, and it's call the play, run the play, and I heard. Steve Bannon actually said that recently on his show, The War Room. And he said it over and over again, and it really made a lot of sense to me. Call the play, run the play. You have a project. I spent 5 years getting the zoning changed in Nashville, Tennessee, from farmland to commercial, so we could build a Walmart and a Lowe's home improvement. So every day you get up, you try to push the ball forward. And you know what? I got to tell you, that's not the normal thing around the world. When as you know, I wrote the Have Laptop Will Travel.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
12 cities, 12 months, 10 countries, 4 continents as a digital nomad, still running my business. But I was invited in Prague, one of the proudest moments of my life. I was invited in Prague by the United States Embassy at an entrepreneurs conference, and they wanted some American entrepreneurs to sit on the panel. And the theme for our panel was overcoming hardship in business. And the lady in the green room told us, the consulate, the cultural consulate liaison there, she said, the Czech people, and because of communism, they're really not used to sticking their neck out. They're used to hearing the word no. They're not used to taking chances in business. And I thought to myself, wow, that's certainly not us in America.
No, that is not.
And I was really, not only was I so flattered and honored to represent my country, but just the idea of putting that out there, like failure is not an option. Failure is not an option in business. You do whatever you can to save it, to make it work, to call the play, run the play, execute, get it done. And for real estate, you got to deliver the project. Once you deliver the project, and that could be a whole other, episode, then you're talking, you've got stakeholders, you've got your government, you've got your tenants, you've got your traffic highway, you've got your lender, you've got your contractors for construction, and the developer, which is me, is basically the entrepreneur who, the maestro who makes everything work together.
That segment would be like 4 hours, because I was a real estate broker.
Right.
And I did commercial real estate.
Yeah.
And my mentor was an amazing, amazing guy. And I put deals together that most can't, and they look at me like, oh, I would have never thought to do it that way. And the reason is, and then I'll end up my piece, is that a lot of people play at doing business instead of do business. So you either set your mind to do business, or you set your mind to play at doing business, meaning you start as an entrepreneur, you get to here, you do a $6,000 job, and then what do? You go on vacation. You buy a boat. Instead of putting it back into your business and back into what you're going to do, it's called, sometimes you got to give up a season for a lifetime.
One other thing is, we're here, we're United States citizens, and the country's going through, let's face it, a hard time. But as I traveled around the world, Thailand is a good example. The king, the royal family, actually owns all of the best real estate and the shopping centers in Thailand. So in America, the way we make kings in America is by property owners. 70% of Americans own their home. It's their largest source of wealth. And then if people are more even further blessed, they're the ones that own the shopping center, private citizens, and that's how we make royalty in America, just by the concept of private property and ownership. And that's one of the many reasons to be proud and to reaffirm and to understand why we're proud to be American.
And you're right. And it's interesting, one of the things you said about being a developer is most people have no clue that they see a vacant piece of land and they say, oh, look, I could build a Walmart there. Yeah, no, you can't. Okay? And in order to build that Walmart, you have hoops to jump through, and most of them have fire. Okay? I did a project which was 104 acres for zero lot line homes. Okay, in a town called Wall Township in New Jersey. It took 4.5 years with probably the top attorney to get approved. It didn't get approved exactly as you wanted it, because that most times doesn't happen.
A lot of times development feels like mission impossible. I think the only business that's harder is the billboard business. Trying to develop put a billboard, when the town code says no billboards ever, and not one person in the town will want it. That's probably a little harder.
Is it? I don't know that industry.
Actually, my cousin is in the business.
Okay.
And I've heard the war stories over the years, and that's mission impossible. But development is, I think, is the closest thing to mission impossible, without actually being impossible. Just gotta, not accept failure, believe in your vision, be honest, form relationships.
Right, and that's going to be the biggest thing. And everything that you do in life, in my opinion, is based on that thread of relationship that you make with somebody. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because I deal with Phil and Phil deals with me. And we have this thread of relationship, and we talk, and it's almost like a marriage. We can yell at one another.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot from Phil in my own industry. And that is the important thing, I think.
You're really going to admit that on camera?
Yeah.
Good.
Why would I lie? I don't lie about anything.
Thank you.
No need to lie. It's the truth. You learn about everything from other people, and I don't know
I'm just
everything.
trying to help the world one complaint at a time. That's all that
And you're really good at that. All right, so, because we're going to come to the end of this thing. So, where are you at now? I know that you did some traveling. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah, sure.
But business-wise, it's all about development still?
Yeah, so 2020, oddly enough, because it broke my heart to see the American economy collapse and many sectors of the economy to collapse. But I had my best year ever. This year I'm wrapping up a little strip center that I built anchored by Sleep Number. And the market is so frothy right now. I'm selling some assets that I've held for a long time. and then trading into some new assets that I have some plans for that I'm not ready to share just yet. But and then I'm also buying out some partners on one other project, and I'm replacing debt on two other. I mean, I am so busy right now with my core business, but you know, I always find time for my passion projects, which is promoting veganism, which is my book, which we'll talk about. We'll have an anniversary edition that's coming out really soon with a lot of changes and a new look and even some additional messaging, and I'm just so excited about it. And also my music. So I guess...
And we're going to talk about we're going to talk about the book, we're going to talk about your music, we're going to talk about your traveling coming up in the next segment. I'm going to let you play with your phone.
How is that? I have it on airplane mode. How is it that I got a text message?
I don't know.
All right. Well,
don't
listen,
go by me.
The rule is don't bring your cell phone to the set, okay? wait, actually watch. Okay?
Everybody, we'll be right back.